Okay, thank you for joining us today. We're going to be having a public hearing for the proposed name change of a portion of Rumen Road located in Leroy Township. This hearing is called to order at this time. This hearing is being held in accordance with Section 5541.04 of the Ohio Revised Code. The primary purpose of this hearing is to hear endorsements and/or objections to the proposed name change of a portion of Rumen Road located in Leroy Township. The public hearing will be recorded. And we do have an affidavit that has been presented to us, but we also have the ability to waive the reading thereof. Do we have a motion to waive the reading of the affidavit?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Serino.
Yes.
Commissioner Young.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Thought you forgot my name there for a second.
Mike. Okay, and with that, I would like to turn the meeting over to our county engineer, Jim Gills, to discuss the issues before us. Sir?
Thank you, Commissioner. A little history on this particular request is that during the planning process that we did for the Rumen Road project, and as you know, the Rumen Road project is quite an extensive project of both roadway and bridge and rerouting and whatever else, so it's quite an extensive project. At that particular time, Sealy Road was a township road that ran through the park. As part of this project, the northern section of Rumen Road from the north side of the river up to 84 is going to be abandoned. A new intersection was created at the top of the hill. Rumen Road was then veered off to the right and went across the bridge to Lane Road. So virtually what is happening there is that the Rumen Road now, the plan is now for it to be going from Interstate 90 down and make a veer, go across the bridge and end at Lane Road. This portion that during the planning process, it was reviewed and decided that since the intersection at the bottom of the hill between Sealy and Rumen was no longer going to be there, and it was going to be kind of a contiguous curve road back up to another intersection, everybody felt that it would be should be named Sealy Road. It was presented at the public hearing, discussed at the public hearing, and we moved forward. In the meantime, Leroy Township has given a portion of Sealy Road that was in the park to the park. And I don't know what the park is going to name it other than it's a park road. So that Sealy Road now ends at the eastern end of the park. And then as planned in the planning process, it picked up again on the western end and went up to Rumen Road. I understand that now, since it's not contiguous, it doesn't really matter whether it's named, this particular portion is named Sealy Road or not. And as part of the process, we would have to have a public hearing anyways to name it Sealy Road. The contractor did put up the sign a little early, but it would be the process. Having said that, no matter what the name is, the residents on that particular road will have to go through the change of address process for the post office and their bank and everything else, because whatever it's named, it'll be changed. Even if it's named Rumen Road Extension or Old Rumen Road. Relative to the name of Rumen Road Extension, as I said in my memo, the word extension really means you're extending from the end. At this particular point, the end of Rumen Road is 84. I think that using the word extension is a little bit confusing and will be confusing to the people that do not live in the immediate area and understand it. As I indicated in my memo to you, it makes no difference to us what you name it. but my recommendation or our thought would be that if you want to maintain, if the residents want to maintain the Vrooman Road name, that Old Vrooman Road would be a little less confusing because the way that is set up and the way the road veers, they're going to for sure, I can see big trucks going down the wrong way and getting down to the bottom of the hill and having a problem. And during the winter, when that's closed off, they may not be able to turn around except in somebody's driveway, and that could create a serious problem. And anyway, in any event, the county, because of the location of this small section of road, we would normally give it to the township. But the township has nothing in the immediate area and would have difficult time maintaining it. So the county is going to continue to maintain it as a county road. We will plow it, we will repair it, and do all the things that are necessary along with the present Vrooman Road. So from the county standpoint, have at it, name it whatever you like, we're fine. Our responsibility is to maintain it, and that is what we will do.
Very good. Do we have any questions by the board to our county engineer?
No, Mr. President, I'm just anxious to hear from the other folks' comments as to this. It seems like it's a semantic question, but there must be more to it than semantics. So I'm anxious to hear other people's opinions on the name choice.
Very good. All right. Well, thank you, county engineer. All right, moving on. The following rules have been established for presentation of written or oral comments. Each person may speak for himself or herself or through his or her agent or their attorney. Each person wishing to speak shall state in a clear and distinct voice his or her name and their full address. The board requests each person speak only once unless he or she is desirous to add a statement for the record that has not previously been made. The board will now hear remarks from any other person wishing to comment on the proposed name change of a portion of Vrooman Road located in Leroy Township. So is there anyone wishing to address the board? Yes, ma'am. If you would please come to the lectern. Thank you, ma'am.
My name is Sarah Krupa. I live at 5406 Vrooman Road. Our challenge was, and is still, we came home literally one day and the street had been changed. The name of the street had been changed. There was a new street sign. Nobody contacted us. There was nothing given to us in writing, which immediately created a challenge in package deliveries, medical supply deliveries, and people trying to find our address because you're now on this one-way construction road and it says it's Sealy all of a sudden. So all that being said, easy enough to resolve. We got a petition, had it signed, and went through the proper channels, which should have been done in the beginning. It should have been brought to our attention prior to that. As far as if it went to Sealy, we'd have to change our deeds, all our legal documents. With it going to Old Vrooman, packages are going to find Vrooman Road. It's not going to be a challenge. There's 3 addresses there. They can't find it when it says Sealy. They can find it if it says Vrooman, whether it says Old Vrooman or Vrooman Extension. And we're not married to anything as long as it still says Vrooman. So I mean, that's the challenge. We're not trying to be difficult. It's just, it makes sense for everybody involved to leave it Vrooman in some fashion. So that's that. All right, thank you.
Quick question to the engineer, Jim, just to be sure. So it was the contractor that acted of their own accord in error without authority, they just assumed, and we all know what assuming does.
Yeah, that was, the whole thing was a real surprise to us when we got the phone call and said, what? Yeah, he kind of prematured when he opened up the bridge the one way. He ran down there and put that sign up. We have job meetings every 2 weeks. He never mentioned it in the job meetings, and we just assumed that all this would come together at the end, and we would obviously notify the residents and so forth that was going to happen towards the end of the job. But it was just one of those faux pas that happens, and we're very sorry it happened, and we tried to correct it right away. We did. I got a call from Trustee Clo who was having a heart attack on the phone, and asked us to put up a sign indicating that the residents, their address was down. You know, if you're looking for these addresses, it's down Sealy Road and on the left. And we did that at ASAP.
Question.
Thank you for that clarification. Commissioner Young?
Yeah, to the engineer. Jim, why change it? I mean, Old Vrooman in that area is gone, right?
Oh, Vrooman Road now does not go down the hill.
Right. So that section of Vrooman is erased from history.
That's gone.
Erased. Why use the term Old Vrooman? Why not just Vrooman Road?
Well, because Vrooman Road is still in existence as Vrooman Road. It goes from Interstate 90 down and across the bridge and ends at Lane Road.
So that would be
Okay, but it
confusing.
starts again on the south side.
It's, well, on the south side of the river, it terminates at Lane Road, which is the south side of the river, and across the bridge. It does not go down any further. The section that we're talking about stops at the park. And that becomes a park road down the hill, the rest of it down the hill, around the corner and across, and hooks up with Sealy Road on the east end of the park.
Jason, can you put up the,
That's fine. Go right. That's fine.
we'd like to see it would be helpful to look at the map.
Right.
Are we able to do that?
Okay, so while we're doing that, the gentleman in the back row had indicated, sir, did you want to,
Yes.
while we're doing that, did you want to
Come on
speak,
up to the
sir?
podium, please.
Oh,
No.
you're welcome, sir, please. Oh, yes, sir.
I'm 84. It takes me a minute.
Take your time.
My name is Paul Thomas. I live on Sealy Road. I'm here not about a name change. I'm here because you guys are all involved with that area. Have you all been on Sealy Road at all, or you just look at it on a map?
Been a-
I'm asking a legitimate question.
Yeah, it's been a while, but I have, yeah.
Well,
And I have been with my family, yes. We take good use of the parks down through there.
now from where Leroy now stops and the park took over is where I am concerned. I live up on the upper end, not very far from Payne. And if you see any traffic going past there, even at 25 miles an hour, you'll see a cloud of dust that is unrealistic. You can shake your heads, you can look and you can imagine, you can do it, but you better come out and take a look. For a half an hour or more, some of those clouds hang over some of the houses there. When I moved in there, I thought the place was great. I still do. But in the first 2 years, I started developing COPD. I got it bad now. My breathing is extra hard. All you need to do to see what I'm talking about is drive down that road. You don't have to stay there and do a big study. Drive down the road, stop, get out, take a look at your back window. That back window is what my lungs are like. I would like to see the consideration being given to stopping that traffic for going into the park right there where the township ends. Let the park take over, stop the traffic. Several things are involved. I've been there 6-7 years. Where I used to live in Pennsylvania, I was not far from a park. So I'm kind of used to park traffic. But when you look at the traffic going down to the park from Sealy, 80% of them aren't there long enough to actually enjoy the park. They're either down there for a tryst or a deal or something. They're not down there enjoying the park because they're back in 15 minutes. That's proof in itself, because if you want to enjoy that park, you're going to spend the whole day down there if you want. It's a great place, but it only needs one access. It don't need a boat. when that traffic gets going, my house is right after you get on from Blair. It goes down and it comes up just a little knoll. My mailbox is just beyond that knoll. 3 times so far in the last month, I've damn near hit. Because these people don't care. And if you wonder, do they care or not, just think about your newspaper articles about the traffic on the school buses. They now have to have cameras because a jerk's going to pass a school bus. Well, that same traffic is all over the whole area. And my area, I'm at danger, not just for breathing, but just now there's easy ways to solve things. Pave the road, now I'll get 50 mile an hour instead of 25. I don't want it paved. I like to see it maintained, but I don't want the traffic to get any heavier. And I just love it. I love my neighbors. We just had one new family move in, and all the ones that I am familiar with, there's only 9 properties. They're young, they just had a baby. The rest of us are all retired. So we're slower. You go to the mailbox, you can't run. That traffic coming over that knoll is just, and the people who come by and give you the finger, I mean, it's just ridiculous. I would really appreciate you guys think about it, consider it. Take a drive down there and actually witness it. Don't listen to me. I'm dumb. I might not be telling the truth. But if you just go down there one time, you'll see. And that's all I'm asking. Thank you.
Just a quick question, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Do you feel that people are obeying the speed limit there?
Heck no.
What is the speed limit? 20, 25?
25. But see, the thing is, even at 25, depending on the weather, that cloud of dust is horrendous.
Okay,
And
so
of course, the
speed-
bigger the vehicle, the bigger the cloud.
So speed's not a major factor then in the amount of dust created?
No.
Okay.
But see, the sheriffs, I'm not sure which crew put the signs, not signs, put the testers up there for your speed. And they did that a couple of times. And as long as that thing is up there and the people are aware of it, they cut it back to the 25. But when you see, now, my backyard is got a fence to 90. I don't mind that traffic. I don't mind the noise. There's a barrier a little bit for the dust, but that's a paved road, so the dust isn't quite bad. But when you look at the traffic going there and then you look at the traffic here, you can kind of judge. There's some cars that are doing 60 on Vrooman. I mean, not Vrooman, on Sealy.
Mr.
And
President,
you can just judge, sort of, you know, here the car's going 70, you know they're doing 70 minimum. And you just look at Sealy and you see the car going by, you know he's going pretty quick. Anyhow, I would certainly appreciate a lot of consideration given, not just brush me off. I think it's important. I can't breathe right. I got this down a little bit because I COPD, I can't breathe, and then it fogs up my glasses. My mind is fogged to start with. I don't need my glasses to be fogged.
Commissioner Serino, I believe you had.
Jason,
Okay, gang.
Jason, could you point out where Mr. Thomas' residence is on the map?
I'm the second place off of Blair.
You're right about your red
Right.
dot there, Jason.
That's on the other side. That's on the other side. I'm
South side of Sealy.
I'm on the 90 side.
The second house in. second
Yep.
structure.
Right
Yep.
about there? Right about there?
Yep, that's it. I love the house. I love the property. I love my neighbors are fantastic. In
So-
fact,
So, Mr. Thomas, just a follow-up question, because I want to make sure I understand your concern. So the dust is the result of traffic going by too fast,
At any
At
speed,
at any speed, but it's also the surface of the road which creates the dust.
yes.
But you don't want us to, you're concerned that if the road surface is improved to stop the dust, that'll encourage faster traffic.
Absolutely.
I,
I think the easiest answer is to stop the road, the traffic, stop it at where Leroy and the Parks join. The Parks want to have access to some of their equipment that goes beyond that. They can always unlock a gate and get in.
I will testify to the fact that what you're saying. I've been down that road many, many times over the years. First with my kids, now with my grandkids, some of which live with me. So and it amazes me. We'll go down there at 20 miles an hour, and I'll look behind me, and it's blanked
Absolutely.
out. It's just blanked out
Absolutely.
from all the dust.
But if you
So
sit at my,
What to say about that?
you sit in my yard and you look, my first neighbor to the west, his house gets a cloud that just, it comes across. I can't see it from my own. I know mine is there. Even the birds at the feeder, when that cloud comes in, they leave and they holler. I'm just making a joke, but it's not a joke. They do. And I think if you pave the road, which is absolutely out of the question because of finances, I'm sure, that at least they've told me that 1,000 times. I wouldn't want it anyway because of the speed. I want a country effect. That's what I bought it for.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I appreciate a true consideration, and before you make any decisions, take a run out there and check it, see if I'm lying or not.
Thank you, sir. Jason, did you want to follow up on the map there with the other previous discussion?
Commissioner,
Sir.
Chuck Clough, Leroy Township Trustee, 14510 Valentine. Where do I start here? Let's go Vroman Road, Old Vroman Road first, and I'll explain the position the township has taken, and I've written it in a letter and an email to you gentlemen. Hopefully, looks like we're going to work with the engineer. We appreciate the fact that he's going to maintain it, make it much easier on us. It's about a 3-mile round trip from our closest road in the middle of snowstorms that we get in Leroy. It'd be more beneficial for the residents that live on that section of road to have the county engineer take care of that. So I do appreciate that. Appreciate the work with you gentlemen, the engineer, planning commission, Jason, make sure we get this, and the residents that signed the petition and came out and supported this. So we do appreciate that. Sealy Road, you want to go into that now, or do you guys want to go ahead and vote? Sealy Road is a real challenge.
We do have to keep in mind that that's not part of this hearing.
I know.
Just
Do you
to-
want me to, I can address it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
Not
wanted
that
to
I
say.
quite dismiss it, but for
Okay.
reasons, can we go into that, or?
I think it's relevant to what was just discussed earlier.
There you go, we got the blessing from legal. Have
Okay,
at it.
thank you, Dave. Okay, Mr. Matt, oh, no, it's not Mr. Mattis, oh, jeez. I'm looking at the name on it now.
Yeah, they're twins, you know, they're brothers,
Yeah,
different mothers.
separated at birth. Okay, anyway. Like I said, Sealy's a challenge. I've talked to the engineer about it a few times. This year is even more of a challenge with the dry weather. It dries that base of that road out. It's like rock hard on the bottom, but very dusty on the top. Years ago, the EPA stopped us from using a certain type of dust control. Am I correct, Mr. Engineer? Okay. So the type of dust control that we have used in the past is a synthetic, man-made material. Then we go down and we put the small stone number 8s over the top of it. If it's not set for at least a week, 10 days with minimal traffic, it's not going to hold. And to do that section of road, we're talking $15,000, $18,000, maybe $20,000 now with the cost of things. So talking with the engineer's office, talking with Metro Parks, we felt that we'll try and grade that down as we can. The plan was to start working this week on it, and we had misfortune of my road supervisor's mother-in-law passed away, so he's been pretty well tied up this week, and next week we lose our college help. So, like I said, there's a lot into this that really affects us. And it looks like this trustee will probably be riding the roller again next week, so that's the way it goes. You know, but we do have plans of trying to get that dust down. Weather permitting, it'll work for us. Again, finances are something that we look at. We still have 20 miles of road, other road that we have to maintain. We appreciate what you folks did this year with offering the money for the road projects, and we did put that to use on Proctor Road, which is our most traveled township road. It runs between 2 state routes, and that worked out fantastic. With the help of the engineer's office, we were able to get in a bulk tar and chip on that, and it has turned out to be a real good project for us. We've peeled back now and trying to do some of our other small roads, and Sealy is on the horizon. As far as being fixed completely, no, we have no plans of paving that road, okay? More financial than the fact that we don't want to.
If you pave it, if you do anything to it right now,
I don't want to ride.
first time the plow comes by, which is soon,
Yeah.
it's gone.
Yeah, we do still trying to get some sort of dust control, but we're going to look at it and see where we're at time-wise, because like gentleman said, we get into late September, it's throwing money in the ditch. It really is. So we will work on it. He's not the only gentleman that has contacted me, believe me. There's 9 homes, and I think I've heard from 7 of them. So, you know, but we're working on it, and we'll make improvements as we can. That's where we're at, okay? I did talk to the director of the Metro Parks, and there is plans to close those gates, but not until the bridge is open completely and hopefully Old Drummond Road is open down to the park, because most of those people go to the lower park. And right now, they can't do it with the construction of the bridge. So once that happens, that should really help the traffic out there. So, but they are talking about closing it down. The best part about Metro Parks taking over Sealy Road is they took away a headache that I've had for many years and to maintain, you know. So they maintain it now, and the hill just keeps sliding, and so that's a real problem for them also, so.
And then we're talking, Chuck, about, almost called you Ed.
I'm sorry?
I'd have to apologize for that. Where, by Indian Point Park there, where the, so show me exactly where the park takes it over.
We maintain this section.
Right.
All the way to Indian Point Park.
And that's where the park takes over.
That's where the park is, and this hill, as a kid, I used to toboggan down that hill. My dad used to take us over, and we used to toboggan down the hill. It's
Wow.
that type of hill.
That's a
Okay.
steep hill.
So it's one of those things that it's stopped. There's a bridge down here that the county maintains, am I correct? Or is that part?
Well, no, that's Park Bridge. We work with them to maintain it. yes.
Okay, so, you know, but this section here is the tough section, and they plan on well, they have gates up here, but they plan on shutting them down. And the problem we have is there are people that like to hit them with their 4-wheelers and open them up. We found that problem ourselves too. So, you know, I've talked with both the head ranger and the director of Metro Parks, and they're gonna work with us on that also. And, you know, if our guys are down there plowing, they'll plow to the park. They're down there plowing, they see that the gate's open or something's going on, they let the ranger know right away, so.
So for the issue at hand,
Yes.
Chuck, on the name side of things, what is your position?
As far as Vroman Road?
Yeah.
Old Vroman, anything that keeps Vroman in the name, okay? Anything that keeps Vroman in there. I think that would be, you know, less confusing for people,
Right.
especially delivery, mail, what have you. I do appreciate the engineers did, as Mr. Gill said, they put a sign up with the 3 addresses that are on that road right away. I would hope that we can keep that up for a while till after, you know, and make sure the people.
A little bit of changeover period.
Okay.
That has to be.
Yeah. So if we can keep that for the people, I know we have some folks there that do rely on whether it's Amazon or mail-in medication to make sure they get their medications and have that taken care of. So, but we're fine. We're good with that.
Anything with Vrooman?
Anything with Vroman on it, okay? So, all right. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for your time. Hopefully I answered your questions that this gentleman brought up about Sealy. We are working on it, okay?
Great, Chuck.
Thank you for that. Ma'am?
My name is Sandy Ponsart, and I live at 5360 Vrooman Road. I am one of the 3 houses that has now been cut off from the main Vrooman Road. one, the contractors couldn't change the name to Sealy unless they already knew that the plans were in place to change the name eventually to Sealy. So the name came up somewhere in the engineering design. Two, I don't understand why you need to change the name anyway. Why? Because when you designed the bridge, you cut off us 3 houses. We have always been a part of Rumen Road. Why change it anyway? Sealy doesn't start and has never started until you went down to the end of the hill. So why change the name? That's ridiculous. You're spending extra money. You're making us residents spend extra money when there's no need. And that's my proposition. Leave it as it is. But if you have to change it, because you need to do something, then you need to leave the name Vrooman in it. Because then we don't have to go around and really change anything. As long as the name Vrooman is in our mail address, it'll get to us. But that's what I propose. Don't change it at all. You don't need to. Again, Sealy has never started until you were at the bottom of the hill anyway. Anyway, thank you for your time.
Thank you, ma'am. Jim, did you want to comment on the don't need to?
Go ahead.
Well, the only way that would work is that we now change the name of the section that goes from the intersection across the bridge to Lane, and that would most likely then become Lane Road if we did that. And so it's the same process, same situation. So it's actually your choice.
But that throws us into that concern you mentioned about truck traffic, Lane Road, bottom of the hill, bad scenarios.
Well,
changing it to Old Vrooman Road seems to be the cleanest.
Yes, I believe it is the cleanest, so quickest.
I have a question for Dave Hackman. Do we know for a fact that, because we don't want to inconvenience people in terms of documentation, deeds and so on, that if we change it to Old Vrooman, will that require legal changes to documentation?
I'd have to research that, Commissioner. I saw some people nod their heads, oh, we'll still get the mail. I'm not so sure of that, and I'd like to.
Mail's a little bit easier to solve, but documentation, when somebody goes to sell their house some other time
Those are
down
other
the road
issues.
and it's the
Recorders,
wrong address and
deeds, things like that.
right.
I'd have to research that, but I think that is a potential.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
As
Go right ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh. Jim, I still don't understand. Could you show us on the map your point? I'm not sure what you're saying. You're saying if we leave it Vrooman, that means we have to change lane. So it sounds like these are insurmountable legal obstacles that we just can't overcome unless we change names.
Can I enlighten you with something?
Just one moment, please.
Rumen Road goes right straight through like this now.
right,
More or less continuous on.
right.
If you leave this as Rumen Road, now you got a Rumen Road here, you got a Rumen Road here, you got a Rumen Road here. Something has to change.
No houses on the bridge.
There's no houses on the bridge.
Left this flat, and down through here, this is the best way to do that, is make this Lane Road. Then all of a sudden, on a straight through, you got to change the Lane Road here to Rumen Road, because Rumen Road went this way. And I mean, the whole thing is going to create some
Are-
type of confusion.
Are there houses involved in that section?
There is no houses between here and here. This is all part of it.
So then the
Exactly.
address-
Why change it?
Mr.
There's
President,
no reason.
do you want to hold
I
off on
just
that?
want to let him finish
Okay.
his thought, but yes, I do.
So if there's no houses, if there's no houses, excuse me, if there's no houses involved, so people don't have to worry about deeds or mail or that sort of thing, obviously. I mean, does it really matter what we call that road?
Well, somebody owns some of that, the properties, because there's no homes.
You're going to have another public hearing, which there's nobody on here, it'd be simple to do, but you still have to have another public hearing in order to change it from here to here to Lane Road or whatever you would like, if you want to do this.
Okay.
So even though there's no homes, there's private property there. Somebody owns the private property. Is it all park? It's all of it?
Way down on this side, east side of Room Road, all the way to
Right.
Interstate 90 mark.
Okay.
From all this apartment lot all the way to the property here, even though the official location is for the park is here. But you know, this piece here was CEI, and then they bought this house, and so now the park road is like this and it's that way.
Okay.
You guys answered it. It was just
Oh,
precedent.
okay, that
As
was-
far as that, we just want to make sure that you knew the
Thank you,
last
ma'am.
3 houses.
Thank you,
If
ma'am.
you would, could you reinforce that point? Just to make it clear, because I'm not sure that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Heather Shelton, one of the other Leroy Township trustees, 6500 Taylor Road. In speaking with the residents that live on that street, they informed me that they are the last 3 residents on that street that would not be affected at all past that point. Meaning, I mean, if there's less legality changes, less impact on those 3 residents for changing legally what they have, deeds, property, and mailing addresses, why couldn't we just take the less restrictive road and just go down and change from the other end to Leroy, where no residents are affected?
And to that point, Jim, I believe you'd also mentioned traffic flow and changing of road names and people not familiar with the area. Did you want to expand on that again, please? Or have we beat that?
Well, the problem is that if you leave that Vrooman Road again, you have 3 Vrooman roads unless you change the section across bridge.
Could we not
Actually,
change?
if you're going to do that, it would be better to make Lane Road go from Route 84 all the way down to 90, Interstate 90, because it's a straight through. Let me finish, please. It is a straight through section. So, you know, it's 6 of one, half a dozen another. There's no easy solution. And you will remember, we have about between 4,000 and 5,000 cars a day on that road. When that road opens up, it's going to be a lot of traffic. And there's going to be a lot of people go back and forth that are not familiar with the changes and so forth. So,
And that topic
Just-
would be wayfinding, which you
Right.
have a legal responsibility for is wayfinding, just to be clear.
but
Could
again, our position is, whatever you would like, we will maintain whatever is there. That is our job, maintenance of whatever is there, not the names. So.
Per your definition, Mr. Gills, I believe you said that Vrooman Road extension would be an extension of the road. Vrooman Road used to be there. You said that anything extending beyond that would be a Vrooman Road extension. Could we not name the bridge and that road the Vrooman Road extension, keeping Vrooman Road where it went, and now it's Vrooman Road extension? Is that piece?
Would that not, to Jim, would that not tend to direct traffic down the hill inadvertently? Just people naturally following.
I'm just, yeah.
I'm just, good dialogue.
Troubleshooting.
though. Yeah, no, good dialogue. Just your thoughts, so that it seems like it would draw people down that hill inadvertently rather than guiding them to 84, which I believe is the intent.
Well, it's really hard to say at this particular point, but I think that it would be very confusing, yes.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. And sir, did you have something new to add?
Just one thing, in changing anything, you gotta keep in mind, because that new bridge is gonna be, intention was for truck traffic and stuff. All those GPSs on these vehicles need to have something that is not gonna confuse it and put them down into that lower section.
Agreed.
I have a couple kids that drive, my brother retired as a driver, and there are times when they got stuck somewhere because the GPS sent them to the wrong way.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
this
that's
is,
a fact.
I've seen tractor
reality.
trailers go down Sealy. I have no idea why they went like that. It hasn't happened now for about a year, but there were a few. I don't even understand how they even got that way.
If I had to hazard a guess, you get to the bottom of that hill and trying to get up to 84 wasn't a easy
It's
task.
just
I'm
a
kind of
turn-
looking over at Chuck on that one, because I think we've all
It's just
seen.
a turn around.
They stopped at the top of the hill.
Yeah.
You know, they have a new GPS out now for seniors.
Oh, boy, here it comes. Yes, sir?
Take you where you want to go, and then once you get there, it'll explain to you why you wanted to get there.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you, sir. Chuck, did you want to add more to that? Are you good?
No, it's just that I have to agree with them. I've been there to see semis back a
Yeah.
mile backwards, back up Sealy Road, because
Yeah.
they don't want to take the hill. But what happens with the GPSs that are out there, it shows Vroman Road and it shows a cut through if people are coming off a Ford Road or whatever. It looks quicker to get to Route 90, and it really isn't. So
Understood. Ma'am, in the back row?
The only thing that I want to add to that is there's nothing past those houses, so trucks aren't going to be looking for an address on Vrooman Road. GPS isn't going to direct them in a bad direction. because it-
Actually, Jim, to that point, if they're not necessarily looking for those addresses, but they're following Vrooman Road, I think we call it navigating, actually, and just to
Well,
keep it in
but why
perspective.
couldn't you call it lane? Lane actually doesn't go from 84, it goes from Route 20, or Route 2, or 20, all the way across. Why can't it be lane right to the Vrooman Road interchange, which is that little curve down
If
to our house?
somebody's getting off at the Vrooman, and I'm just thinking out loud,
Yeah,
if somebody's getting off of Interstate 90, following Vrooman Road north,
big sign that says Vrooman Road and.
yeah, they're following Vrooman Road north,
But it
and they
turns
continue to
left.
follow Vrooman Road north, they're going to go down the hill, wind up at the Metro Park. I'm just throwing that out there, Jim. Does that sound like the concern? So,
I mean, I get that, but if you.
yeah,
Big
okay,
signs.
yeah, ma'am, if we're gonna have more dialogue, I do need you to, for legal reasons, to come to the microphone. I apologize. Our technician's gonna have a coronary back there, and he's such a nice guy. And I've got my prosecutor sitting there, and it's like, yeah, I gotta keep him happy. It's kind of like the wife. If the wife's not happy. So, with that,
Call your wife a prosecutor?
on the grounds that I may, hey, I just had my wedding anniversary. Be nice here. So with that, further discussion on this subject? Anyone else wish to address the board? Jason, do we have any written correspondence to submit?
I don't know if the clerk does.
No,
Madam
we
Clerk?
did not receive any.
Very good. Okay, gentlemen, anything further on this?
Nope.
Jim, anything you wanted to add? Okay, and with that, we will adjourn this public hearing, 10:44, 10:43? What do you call? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Serino.
Yes.
Commissioner Young.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes. Very good. Thank you, folks. And we will roll directly into our 32nd meeting of the Lake County Board of Commissioners. For those who wish to step out, now would be the time. If you wish to stay for the commissioner meeting, you're more than welcome to.
Thank you,
So
gentlemen.
thankful I see the sign, with God are all things are possible, still in the building.
Thank you, sir. Very kind of you.
I look around and see what's happening in this country, in this world, and I just,
Thank you,
Thanks for
sir.
coming today.
Thank you for
have a
noticing.
good one, guys.
You too.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
Okay, and with that, would all those who are willing and able please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of our country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Grant us, O Lord, light to our understanding, prudence in our investigating, foresight in our planning, sincerity in our deliberating, the grace to follow truth in our judgment. Help us to be moved in our decision, neither by fear nor by self-interest, and to do our work faithfully. May we respect the authority vested in us, for thou art the source of all authority. And may we use in our directives for the common good and for thy honor and glory. Amen. Thank you. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Serino.
Here.
Commissioner Young.
Here.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Here. Okay, we'll go right to our first public comment portion of our meeting. Do we have anyone from the public wishing to address the board at this time? Jason, do we have any?
No comments.
Very good. County Administrator's indicated we have no electronic public comments at this time. Madam Clerk, moving into our resolutions.
In the Utilities Department, resolution increasing appropriations and transferring cash within Lake County Department of Utilities Sewer Operating Fund and Project Fund 596 Mentor Wastewater Treatment Facility Digester Rehabilitation Project 408S.
Move to adopt?
Second.
Discussion. Randy, anything on that you wanted to comment on?
No, this is just transferring money to prepare for some extra work we're going to do on this project.
Very good. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Sereno.
Yes.
Commissioner Young.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution establishing accounts within Lake County Department of Utilities Solid Waste Project Fund 597 to be known as Solid Waste Facility Perimeter Fence Project 444L.
Move to adopt?
Second.
Discussion. None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Sereno.
Yes.
Commissioner Young.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution approving plan specifications and estimates of cost in the amount of $1,184,900 for Tall Tree Booster Station Project Number 414W and advertising for bids for the same. Bid opening September 23rd, 2020.
Move to adopt.
Second?
And discussion. Randy, this one's a pretty good sized project.
It is. This is our Tall Tree Booster Stations in Willoughby Hills. It serves most of the south west portion of Willoughby Hills, and it's a long overdue rehabilitation, actually a replacement of that booster station that provides drinking water in that area.
Very good. Further discussion? Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Sereno.
Yes.
Commissioner Young.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution certifying unpaid sewer and water sums and administrative charges to the Lake County Auditor.
Move to adopt?
Second.
Discussion. None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Sereno.
Yes.
Commissioner Young.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution awarding a bid contract in the amount of $329,980 to D&M Painting Corporation for River Road 250,000-gallon elevated water storage tank painting improvement, alternate 1B, 1B add, and items 2 through 5, project 437W.
Move to adopt?
Second.
And discussion. Randy, you want to give some details on that?
Sure. This is, again, part of our capital improvement plan that we repaint our tanks every 10 to 15 years. And River Road is the one up for this year. And this is the tank that is at the Perry-Madison border, just south of River Road. You can see it from the highway.
So is that including the wet interior, just the exterior, both?
This will be both, right, yep, along with the logo on the outside.
Gotcha. And any improvements to the anti-corrosion system, or is that a separate?
That'd be separate.
Gotcha. Very good. Further questions? Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Sereno.
Yes.
Commissioner Young.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
In the Commissioner's Office, resolution declaring the Lake County Board of Commissioners a regular meeting schedule beginning September 3rd, 2020.
Move to adopt?
Second.
Discussion. None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Sereno.
Yes.
Commissioner Young.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
In the Finance Department, resolution approving payment of bills as listed on the Commissioner's Approval Journal in the amount of $1,649,700.35.
Move to adopt.
Second?
Discussion. None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Sereno.
Yes.
Commissioner Young.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution approving purchase orders as listed on the Commissioner's Purchase Order Approval Journal in the amount of $2,107,800.45.
Move to adopt?
Second.
Discussion. None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Sereno.
Yes.
Commissioner Young.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution transferring appropriations within various non-general fund accounts.
Move to adopt.
Second?
Discussion. None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Sereno.
Yes.
Commissioner Young.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes. Okay, this moves us to our departmental reports portion of our meeting. Let's see, utilities, Randy.
No additional report today.
Thank you, sir. Job and Family Services.
No report today.
Thank you, sir. County Administrator, Jason, indicating no report. Okay, and Madam Clerk.
Yes, I wanted to mention that the next Commissioners' meeting is going to be Thursday, September 3rd, 2020. And also, I will post the new schedule from September through the end of the year online. Thank you.
Very good, thank you, ma'am. And Legal.
No reports, Commissioner.
Thank you, sir. Very good. This moves us to our old business portion of our meeting. Do we have any old business to come before this board?
No.
Hearing none. New business. Do we have any new business to come before the board?
Mr.
Very
President,
good. Sir.
just a quick item here. The People have been watching the news. The battle rages relative to House Bill 6 and the Perry nuclear power plant. And, you know, there are no apparent resolutions at the moment. A lot of things have been discussed and proposed, legislation as well as lawsuits and so on. So just stand by and we'll be watching to see. Again, we are continuing to do what we can in the best interest of our community to protect our economy here. And we will continue to do that, but there's a lot of activity going on right now, but no apparent resolution at this time. Thank you, Mr. President.
Agreed, and on your point of trying to protect the economy here in Lake County, I think our unemployment rate just got under double digits. I think we're now at 9.9, so we are trending above the state there, or I should say above. We're better than the state average, so we're got to be careful how you word things these days.
That's down from 15.
Yeah,
in May.
yeah. So we're very fortunate. We have a strong base here in Lake County, and we need to do everything we can to protect it. Commissioner Young, did you want to add on that? I know that our manufacturing business and particularly our wineries, I know that's a...
Well, I just want to say that I think that our focus with the board has been a good one. You know, with our grants and loan program that we're offering to small businesses, so essential, so important. So I'm honored to work with you gentlemen to help move Lake County forward. Thank you.
Thank you. And Jason, our fair housing response we got back from mayors and city managers, did you want to comment on that? I think we've had a pretty positive response on that.
Thank you, Commissioners. Good morning. Yeah, Monday at the Mayors and Managers meeting, based on some earlier conversations with the Fair Housing Resource Center, the Commissioner's Office issued a letter to all 23 communities soliciting some support via their CARES Act funding to assist with the Fair Housing Resource Center's landlord-tenant hotline, which assists county residents from east to west, north to south, with eviction issues, mortgage or rent assistance, and so on. They've seen a 300% increase in their call volume during this pandemic. Unfortunately, their funding is about to run out for that service. So the county has supported that hotline to the tune of about $80,000 over the past 5 years. And we felt it would be a prudent action to request some assistance from our local communities to the tune of $2,000 to $3,000 per community to assist keep that hotline available, as it is a countywide service. I have received a handful of emails and/or calls from local communities about their participation. So I think we're going to see a little bit of success there. So thank you.
Excellent. Thank
you.
And
while I'm here, I suppose I should update Amanda Gordon, Bond Counsel, made a brief presentation at Mayors and Managers on Monday about the Coastal SID Special Improvement District. All legislation has been sent to all lakefront communities with the goal of having their independent legislation passed by the first or second week of September. And this thing could be moving, as I indicated last week, pretty quickly, and we'll be the first one on a countywide scale, maybe across the Great Lakes. So we're excited to be a leader in that to help out some of our citizens along the shore.
Very good. Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Okay, if there's no other new business, we will move into our second public comment portion of our meeting. Do we have anyone from the public wishing to address the board at this time? And Jason, same question as before. Do we have any electronic questions for public comment? No. Indicating none. Okay, with that, we do have a request for executive session. The topic will be personnel employment. There'll be no business to be conducted afterwards. Do we have a motion to adjourn for the stated purpose?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Sereno.
Yes.
Commissioner Young.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes. Thank you. This meeting stands adjourned. We are moving into executive